Hi, I'm Michael William Denny of thundershamanism.com, thunderwizard.com, and asktheshaman.com. So today we're going to be talking about Chapter 8 in the book, Odin Says Jesus Was a Coward. And in that chapter, we're going to be talking about the purpose of the Gospels. So if you're new to this series, go ahead and watch the other videos about this book. If you're unfamiliar with my work, you can click on the links below. Thundershamanism.com, thunderwizard.com. You can take a look at all my books and DVDs. If you want to talk to me personally, if you want personal instruction, personal rune reading, or one-on-one counseling, you can click on asktheshaman.com. So, again, Chapter 8, the purpose of the Gospel. So, we talked about in the previous chapter that Christianity is a literalist tradition, meaning that you have to accept the literal historical accuracy of the Bible in order to be a Christian. The Bible is a literalist book. And as a result, Christianity has painted itself into a corner. And one of the problems is that, the main problem, the easiest way to see whether or not the Gospels are historically accurate is to see if we can find any evidence of the town of Nazareth existing during the time of Jesus' supposed childhood. And it's very clear, the objective evidence is very clear, that the town of Nazareth had not been founded until long after Jesus' supposed death. Therefore, if the Bible is supposed to be literal and accurate, here we have this major problem that says that Jesus most likely did not exist, that he's a fictional character. So then we get to the question of, so what's the purpose of the Gospels? The Gospels present a pacifist Messiah for the Jewish people. And the historical context was that the Jews in Palestine, which was the Romans had occupied Israel and had called it Palestine, and they were occupying it. They were a foreign army occupying the homeland of the Jewish people. And one of the things that the Jews did not want to do was to pay Roman taxes, because for them it was blasphemy. Because according to them, if you give taxes to an emperor who claims to be a god, you are blaspheming, because you can only worship Jehovah according to their tradition. So anyways, and so they had this Messiah religion. They had a messianic religion going on at this time that said that the Messiah was going to come, and he was going to be a warrior, and he was going to defeat all their enemies, and he was going to restore Israel to the Jews. So that's what the Messianic religion was all about. And so the Romans had this problem, because the Jews were very tenacious and they were very difficult to keep subdued. And so instead of trying to destroy them militarily, at least at this time, eventually they did do that, but at this point in time, they came up, this is my belief, this is my theory, the Romans came up with a strategy to pacify the Jews with their own messianic beliefs. So they created a messianic religion about a Jewish Messiah who was a pacifist. And this is interesting. I mean, Jesus himself says it. He says, give unto God what is God's, and give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And that would have been blasphemy to the Jews, because that would have been saying, go ahead and pay taxes. It's no big deal. You can worship Jehovah and pay them taxes. That was totally, absolutely antithetical to the whole Messianic movement. So they turned him into a physical pacifist. When the Roman guards are coming to get him and his followers are going to fight for him, Jesus tells them, no, put your swords down. And he willingly goes. He willingly sacrifices himself. This pacifist Jesus was absolutely against the whole tradition of the Jewish people at that time. So, and in later books of the Bible, supposedly written by Paul and others, there's great emphasis on not only paying your taxes, but on obeying the Roman rulers. And they go into this about, that God has appointed them to rule over you, and therefore rebelling against them is to rebel against God. this idea of succumbing to foreign government rule was just not at all what the Jewish Messianic movement was about. And as it so happens, historically speaking, the Jews overwhelmingly rejected Christianity, and they did not buy into that idea of the Messiah. So the Romans failed at trying to convert the Jews into these passive Roman citizens. But interestingly enough, the rest of the Roman world grabbed onto the Gospels, and the idea of salvation and all of that was very appealing to them. So it flourished. Anyway, so that's some views on the next chapter in the book. Odin says Jesus was a coward. If you want to, you can click on the links below. You can go to thundershamanism.com, thunderwizard.com, or if you want to talk to me directly, if you want one-on-one counseling, if you want instruction in shamanism, or if you want a rune reading from me, you can click on asktheshaman.com, follow the instructions, and you can talk to me directly.